Hey internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, episode 2. Well, I really don't have too many things to pretty much say in this episode, but there is an overarching plot or an overarching theme that did happen in the second episode, which was that yes, our main characters, they may not really be all that great at doing this thing. I mean, like, at being warriors and going out and fighting all these monsters, but at the same time is that they are really getting accustomed to this land pretty quickly, actually, to where that's now Minato, in this case the healer or the cleric, he's now out drinking at pubs, talking to soldiers to get information, and pretty much trying to build a form of connection with all the other people out there, so that they can get easier tips to go out and fight and kill goblins and everything. And they do actually go out and they do find a lone goblin, and they do manage to kill it. However, I do kind of get a small little interesting tip as to why they aren't as good as all the other folks are around their age, or all the other warriors who were around their age, who that they came there with. And it seems as though it's just a simple fact of that they just aren't killers. They don't have the heart to kill something and put it out of its misery, as when they were fighting the goblin, is that they were doing all these amateurish things in which that they did in the first episode. They really didn't do that. They didn't do too many amateurish things, but like for this one, like, yes, they did manage to surround it and they did manage to fight it off and kill it, but you do look at the way how that they were fighting, and it was the way they were fighting, and after they actually killed it, to where that Ranta, the Dark Knight of the group, was actually like trying his hardest to actually kill this damn goblin, and they were fucking like going like head over heels to kill the fucking thing. To which that after they did, it's like it was something that it was like them killing an actual person, and to where that they were shaking, they really couldn't speak, to where that Ranta, he did actually shut down for like the rest of the day. Yume the hunter and Shihoro the mage, they just went shopping. Magzo, he just spent the rest of his day like just sewing and crafting ships and planes and stuff like that. Whereas Minato took a nap. And Magzo is the warrior. And finally, Haruhiro, our main character, the thief, he pretty much sort of like just took everything in and just said, today wasn't all that bad. The episode does necessarily end on your titular like bathhouse sneak in by all the boys, stuff like that. Well, in this case, in Ranta's case, because he led them over there and they were trying to stop his ass, but of course, that is how this episode ends. Really isn't all that bad. I'm really starting to get the feeling, though, is that this series probably has a bigger message than just some guys from modern day being thrust back into medieval times where that magic and dragons and demons actually exist. Like, it seems to be a little bit more than that, to where that there's a sneaking, like, sense of morality, like, thrust into this series, because again them actually killing that first goblin, it did actually affect them a little bit more than what anything else would, or at least it affected them on the point to where that they were actually killing a person. So that is something to sort of take into account. So yeah, before I end this, I do have to ask a question. If you were trapped in this world, and I'm talking to my viewers, and even you, Mr. Smith, yes, Deshaun from Deshaun R Show, I am talking to you, and also all of our other friends. If you were trapped in this world and you had a 6-man party, which role would you fill? Would you fill the cleric, the healer? Would you be the magic user, the hunter, the Dark Knight, which that one uses of course, like that's pretty much the knight. Would you be the warrior, or would you be the thief? Me personally, I would go for the cleric, because that one seems to be the most competent Or at least Minato pretty much sort of seems like the most competent fighter so far. So yeah, I'll probably go for being the healer. But until then, please tell me what you think about this down in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next John Grave Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.